And we are live. Guys, tomorrow is the day. Tomorrow is the day. Tomorrow is where we're going to see a lot of videos coming out with robotaxis, Tesla's robotaxis. This is a this is a big deal. We're going to talk about today in spaces. Can you guys hear me? Let me know if you guys can hear me. I'm checking my audio here too, making sure it works well. If it's nice and crisp and clear, I know the video looks good. Let me know if you guys can hear me or not. 1 second. All right, looks like audio is good. Nice, audio is good, bro. If you guys can hear me, smash that like button, hit subscribe if you haven't already. Guys, this is amazing. All right, thank you, Andreas. Sound is good. Wonderful. Thank you. Oh man, this is so exciting. We're going to start spaces in about 5 minutes or so. So I want to take a minute, 5 minutes, and just talk to you guys for a little bit. Invites start to get sent out on Thursday. No, Friday. Friday? Yesterday. Yes. Yesterday for Sunday. Bro, it's finally happening. Let's flip and go solutions. Every single video, every single live stream. You always message the same thing. Love it, man. Love you. Thanks for the support. What's up, Pejjy? What's going on, LeBrands? I have some big guys coming on the channel soon. Of course, members only will get the members will get the video exclusively. I'm pumped. I'm pumped for this individual that's coming. He'll be coming in next month. I'm trying to organize more podcasts for this month as well, but everyone's on vacation. So I'll just be focusing on videos and trying to catch this Robotaxi live stream as well. It's going to be insane. So thank you, LeBrands or Brandon's. I think it's LeBrand, right? Love you anyways. Greetings from Germany, Bavaria, Germany. Love it. Where y'all from? Let me know in the comments. I hope you all held your Tesla stock. It will go massively higher. Those that sold will regret it. Man, I've been saying it for selling it a month before this Robotaxi launch is probably the most dumbest thing anybody can do. It's so stupid. Yeah. Tomorrow, what you think, Robotaxis? Well, we're going to talk about it in the spaces today. And guys, please in the comments, please in the chats, please keep it respectful. Suckers, I know you're there. If you continue to be disrespectful, man, I'm going to time you out. So please keep it respectful and let's have a civil conversation here, please. Right. But yeah, I'm thinking it's just going to be a normal, a normal event, geofenced area. People are going to, it's like sitting in a Waymo, but without a driver. And a passenger. It's a big deal, not because that, oh my God, Tesla's launching a robotaxi. It's a big deal because this is the first step to it. It's been 10 years, and now we get the first day, the first real product launch is happening tomorrow. And we all know Tesla can scale. So all Tesla needs to do is make sure everything's working fine. Everything is great, and just copy and paste in other cities in America and then worldwide in other countries. And before you know it, we're going to have millions of robotaxis on the road, which will translate to trillions in revenue and profits for Tesla. That's the big deal of it. This is why it's a big deal. Not because there's an invite or anything like that. The reason why the invite's a big deal is because it's finally happening. That's what I'm trying to say. Oh man, but we'll talk about it in spaces. That's the main topic, I believe. So it's gonna be awesome. Howdy, what's going on, Jitter? I hope all is well. Matt of the North, Pejjy, our sheesh freaking moment is almost here. Sheesh, bro, I'm so excited. I love it. I love it. Stock can still deep irrationally. Can still deep what? What are you talking about? I think it may be the Sell the News event next week, but it doesn't matter. It won't matter, my friend. It won't matter. I'm going to buy it. This is a very historic moment tomorrow. Hi from Orange County. Nice to see you there, Jack. Michael from Sweden. Love it. All right. We all know Tesla are robotaxi worldwide. Exactly. That's what it is. Bro, if you want to be on the panel, suckers, dude, just come on the X Spaces. We're starting literally in like less than 5 minutes. So just come on there. We'll make you a speaker. I'll make you a speaker. But hey, if everyone starts to target you because of what you're saying, be ready. That's what I'm gonna say. But hey, if you want to talk, come. I'll be a co-host and I will invite you to it. I will invite. Just go on X and go on my account and it's there, so you guys can just start listening or request to be a speaker. Hi from Belgium. Love it. Send me the link, bro. There's no link. Just go to X, type in curious Pejjy, me, and once the spaces start, just click request. Simple. All right. So hyped for tomorrow. Same with me, man. It's gonna be awesome. Hi, how you doing? Hello from Israel, bro. This is insane. The Iran Israel thing, and I'm Persian, by the way. I'm in the Middle East. I'm in Kuwait, and man, it's crazy what's going on. It's crazy what's going on, bro. I don't want to get political, but I hope good things will happen. I hope for peace, and yeah, this is insane what's going on. It's insane. Sheesh. Love it. So this Robotaxi thing is tomorrow, and I think we're gonna be starting spaces right about now. Guys, do me a favor. Smash that like button. Hit subscribe if you haven't already. Love you too, my man. Love you too. This will be much bigger than Microsoft, Apple in hindsight. Oh yeah, oh yeah. It's going to be massive. It's gonna be big. It's gonna be flipping big. Let me go ahead and see if these guys are ready to start the spaces. Let me see if these guys are ready. I'll probably share my screen too, so you guys can see what's happening. All right. Let me just, you all know, you already know. Let me just message her. All right. Hey, Fa. Hey, Fa. Are you ready? Let's go. There we go. All right. Set reminder. It's here. So I'm just going to wait until, I guess when it says, I'm going to say we are ready. Cool. So let's see what she says. She should come online soon, and they should say start listening, and we're going to start. In the meantime, all right. In the meantime, let's have the attention on you guys. What's going on? Not that much. But yeah, tomorrow's a big day, guys. Robotaxi launch is tomorrow, officially. This is very exciting, extremely exciting, and I cannot wait. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be flipping awesome. 3 minutes. She's like, okay, cool. We're starting. Spaces get me very excited. There we go. Listen live. Here we go, guys. Let's do this. And we are nice. Okay, I think we're live. We're in here doing as co-host, sure. But something is not right. Okay, speaker is there. Cool. Hello, Fa. Can you hear me?
Yes, my friend. How about me? Am I good?
Loud and clear.
Nice. Happy
Yes.
Saturday, my friend. Can you believe this? EP 33, Robotaxi is online. And Elon say he's back to technology and Tesla
Yeah.
and rocket. Dude, this is an excited time to be alive.
Man.
I, if someone tell me back in 2020, say, yo, Fa, stock will be at 320 and Robotaxi gonna be alive in 2 days. I be like, you crazy stupid. But it's me. What do you think, Pejy? How do you think?
Oh my God. It's literally 10 years into the making. Um It's crazy. Like here's what I want to say is that, you know, in 2020 when I sat down and I wanted to, uh, you know, I mean, not go all in at Tesla, but when I sat down and did the numbers on what robo taxis would be, right? Because that was my main focus. Because whoever bought Tesla back in 2020 or the stock because of the autos, well, I mean, that 1020X was pretty much the autos, right? I mean, that was the bet that everyone made you know, in 2015 or 2010. From 2020 and onwards, when that already grew, well, then you can't really expect another 10X just from the autos alone. It didn't make sense. So anyone who thought that you're gonna make another 10x because Tesla was kept going up and because autos are gonna do it, that was the wrong idea. And I knew that, and that's why I sat down. I'm like, what are they trying to solve next? And it was energy was there, but it wasn't as big as I wanted it to be. It was just I couldn't imagine. I just couldn't see the scalability compared to now. Now I can see it big times different. But back then, I'm like, what was the next big things that they can probably solve, and what the biggest risk is? Because the big risk is big rewards, and that's what they're going to be working towards. And that was the robo taxis. And I remember me sitting there, and I'm like, let's do the numbers. Let's see if this actually works out. Let's see how this would actually be. And the numbers were gigantic. It was insane. It's like, imagine seeing every other car on the road being robo taxis, and car ownership also not being a thing. Like, all this was part of it, but I didn't believe it at first, because I'm like, what do you need to solve this thing? What was the technology that you needed to solve this thing? And that's where I was a little bit skeptic of it. But at the same time, I saw what Tesla was doing with how much data they were collecting. I saw how autopilot was being solved. I saw how other things are being solved, and I'm like, you know what? This is Elon Musk, and this is Tesla, and this is an innovation company, and so this is the bet that I'm willing to take, even though it's high risk, but it's high reward. And if this actually goes through, then investing back in 2020, I mean, I didn't buy in the highs. I bought in the mid, like 200s. Well, first I bought after the first split, just for a little bit. Then I bought majority of my shares after, I think it was the second split was 2020. It was after near end of 2020 and beginning of 2021. Yeah, it was before it reached like the 400s. I remember me buying in the 150s, 200, 250s, 300, and I stopped after that because it was just getting too ridiculous. It was getting overwhelming. But even if you bought at the highs, then if robotaxis happens, then you bought it at an extremely cheap price. Like, this was my thesis. I sat down and I'm like, wow, these numbers are peanuts compared to what it could be after when robotaxis fully launched. So after that, when the stock went down from 2021, it went down from like 400 to 100. I remember I was dollar cost averaging when it went below 300, more aggressively when it went lower. And I remember when it reached 101, I dumped my entire savings into it. Did the same thing again when it was at 150. And here we are, over like 1,200 shares of Tesla stock, all in pretty much, and just a thesis is just a robotaxi, and seeing it that it's coming out tomorrow. Now, here's the thing: a lot of my friends and family and everybody, some people on X and YouTube comments are coming out and saying like, "Bro, relax. This is something that Waymo's already been doing. It's not a big deal." I'm like, you guys are an idiot. This is not the idea that this is what Waymo has been doing for years, and this is Tesla doing it now. It's the fact that once we have robotaxis out there, Tesla robotaxis out there, and once it's good to go, it's the scalability and seeing these everywhere is what's going to make the difference. Tomorrow is just the first step. That's why it's so historic. Waymo has nothing to do with this. Lyft and Uber and none of these other autonomous driving cars have nothing to do with this. So these invites are cool, are awesome, but they're just, the whole reason is that this is the first step. They want more feedback to make sure. And it's interesting to me that it's mainly all Tesla influencers being invited to go, but it's strategic. I know in the invite, it says that video recording is okay. And they said it so casually, but it's like, no, you invited these people purposely so they can do that. You want to create a buzz for free. And it's funny to me that Tesla didn't invite any of these mainstream medias. They're actually reaching out to some of these guys who got the invite, and they're begging them to, please, let me be your plus one. So the fact that Tesla's not doing that and actually bringing people who have followers, who are in the community, to talk about it is very smart, in my opinion. So the buzz is going to be massive. That's all I'm trying to say. And tomorrow is the first step. Tomorrow is the first step to the biggest scalability, I think, ever, in my opinion. Next is going to be the bots. The bots scalability is going to be insane. But the Robotaxi scalability is going to be incredible. And it's the reason why I think once the Robotaxis are fully matured and everywhere, globally, not just in the United States, globally, I think Tesla, just from this alone, could be worth, not financial advice, could be worth 10 trillion, in my opinion, which I think is a stock price of like 3,000, 3,100 bucks per share. Kathy, what's she saying? 2,600, which is like 8 trillion or something. I'm saying it's around 3,100, 3,000. So this is why tomorrow is a big deal. Tomorrow is a big deal because of this. So it's going to be flipping awesome. Now, I'm not surprised if tomorrow or tomorrow is Sunday. So Monday, the stock goes down because it's sell the news events. I mean, if that happens, I'll be happy. I'll buy more stock. And I am expecting that to be the sell the news event. But man, this is the beginning. This is the first step. Like tomorrow we have what, 10 robotaxis on the road. I'm thinking by end of the year, we'll have like 500 to 1,000 robotaxis on the road. And then a year from today, we'll have maybe 100,000 robotaxis on the road. I mean, it's crazy to me that Bloomberg is coming out and saying that Tesla will have 35,000 robotaxis on the road, blow passing Waymo. What? Waymo will have like 2,000, 500 increase from 1,500. Even Bloomberg is waking up to this, saying that no, Tesla has won this. Tesla has already won this. I mean, yeah, I mean, watch other mainstream media outlets will come out too. Sheesh, Jennifer, Smokey, and Gothic. But Jennifer, how y'all doing?
Hi. Hey, I just wanted to comment on Waymo. So I was in a space with Robert Scoble, and he told me, he said, Jennifer, you got to check out the competition. While you're in Austin, go, ride a Waymo and check out the competition. And I'll tell you, I tried, and it is not user-friendly at all. I could not book a Waymo. I had another person with me even, because sometimes I can be a little tech, like, I'm impatient. I want things just to work. And we could not book a Waymo. So I think just the ease of use for Tesla's app is going to be a major game changer, because I don't want it cannot be hard for people to use, and the Waymos are just hard to use in Austin. So I wanted to give you my 2 cents, because I did try and I failed to ride in a Waymo in Austin, but you do see them around. I don't know how these people are managing it, but just wanted to, pipe in there, because I was in Austin. I was hunting the robotaxis while I was there, but then I had to run because, as we all know, I'm moving a boat right now.
Wow. Wow. I'm jealous of Jennifer. She's like out there doing all cool shit. Hello, Smokey.
Hello, Fa. What's up? What's up, Pejjy?
What's happening? Who's excited, man? You excited, man? This is just amazing. Gothic, how you doing?
I'm stoked, Pejjy. So I don't know if you guys noticed, but Yaman got an invite, and I feel like that was very tongue-in-cheek, because as we all know, he shorted Tesla, and I think that Tesla wants to show him that indeed we are going to do it. And he also made that bet. I got to look at the bet again, but do you guys remember the bet he made with Joa? I forget which one it was, but it involves some accessory parts with the Optimus robot and a certain act. And I think it had to do with the Robotaxi. So I want to see if he makes good on it.
Get trolled by the Cybertruck a couple hours ago. Cybertruck.
Sorry, Gothic, we can't hear you properly.
Oh, I'm sorry. Can you hear me now?
No, you're just cutting in and out, buddy. It's like you're in a bad area.
Okay, sorry.
Okay,
Yeah, and how is my volume? I'm in the car with Mom, and I know sometimes my volume's really high, so I just want to do a sound check so I'm not blowing you guys out.
No, your volume is great. Your volume is great. Ben, but for a second, what happened to? I don't want to talk about this guy for too long, but what happened to Yaman, whatever his name is? He was so a bull, and then he changed overnight, became short, and what happened to him? Did he did he get paid by Gordon Johnson or something? Like what happened to him? He flipped like a switch overnight. It was crazy.
Dude, pissed.
I know what happened. And
Alexander.
for the record, Jarman did not get an invite. That was just him faking it to get attention. He admitted to just faking it. I wasn't real.
Oh, that's so messed up. I thought they were trolling him.
And the bet is that there will not be, I think it was like 10 or 15,000 Optimus next year or something. And if there will be that many Optimus, he will, take it from the behind, buy an Optimus live on X. Pretty much, that was his bet.
Oh my god!
That shit, bro.
you want to watch it and not watch it at the same time for some reason?
I got invited to witness it firsthand by Joa. So thank you, Joa. If anybody needs any Tesla accessories, please visit them because they're amazing and we want to support this. And I will, if it actually happens, I'm going to take them up on it.
So what happened with Jarman is pretty much, it's pretty simple, actually. He his space became a lot of like noise instead of signal due to the fact that he was like, oh, you have to go and like my YouTube video. You have to do this, you have to do that. Otherwise, we will be silent until I get 200 likes, pretty much. And then like he started, I think it was Omar said to him like, look, good content is a cornerstone for getting like likes, right? You shouldn't be like telling people to like your content. So, and Yama pretty much said to Omar like, okay, then you can go speak elsewhere. And pretty much told Omar to fuck off. So then no one ever went to his space again. And the day after, he's like, I'm short Tesla now, to like give back on the community, kind of. So yeah, he went short after he kind of burned all the bridges with all the speakers. And I was part of the speaker group for that space, and I left when he kicked out. It was Omar, he kicked out Sawyer and some other like big accounts from the like speaker group chat. And then I left as well. And he's like, Alexander, you left the speaker group. You're dead to me, pretty much. Then we started memeing him, and then he got more mad. So that's pretty much what happened.
Is wild.
So it's all right. We're not shedding tears or losing sleep.
Man, I'll tell you, jealousy is a nasty thing. And, you know, I was sad at first because I was like, bro, what happened? Yama, you were like a cornerstone of the community. And he just blew up, y'all. But thank you, Alexandra, for remembering, because I couldn't remember. So I'm glad somebody's keeping score. That's fantastic.
I was there in the middle of the heat, so I know what happened.
Man, that story is wild. What the heck? How do you, I mean, I don't know. That's insane.
How do you not like Omar? Omar's awesome and he's hilarious. Like, that's messed up, you know. But whatever. Now we have your space, and you know we got our Tesla space. We moved on.
Hey, can you hear me now?
Yes, Gothic. We can hear you, but your volume's a little too low. Actually, if you can speak a little loud, I think you should be okay.
Can you hear me now? Is it better now?
Yeah, much better.
I had to rejoin the space. Okay, cool. But yeah. I was just saying. I think Yemen was trolled by the psychic.
Losing again, brother.
Yeah. Okay. Are you running the space from the browser, or did you join the space through the browser?
I'm just using my Chrome browser.
Yeah, that's the problem. So I had the same problem as you have. You will not get rid of this problem. You should try to use like an Android emulator app, so you can emulate the Android X app. No, your sound is going in and out, and that will continue until you get like a different app to join the space from. I had the exact same problem. So
BlueStacks, does that work for that? BlueStacks?
Yeah, that's the BlueStacks is what I'm using right now.
Okay, could be my VPN. But yeah, anyway, so yeah, I've been a Tesla shareholder for a year now. I was in Palantir. And Nvidia and a couple other stocks, and then I just felt like Palantir was becoming very risky because it was such an expensive stock. I really like the company. I love Alex Karp and everything about Palantir. But then I went all in on Tesla, partially because of what Pejjy people were saying about the company. And I'm really, really excited about the Robotaxi launch. It's going to be really great. I'm really excited about it. Yeah, I think like no other company has the potential that Tesla has. When you look at Waymo, when you look at Zoox, I'm just really, really excited to see what's going to happen now. I think even if the stock is a little flat or goes up just a tad, I definitely think that there's a huge upside potential by the end of the year. So I think it makes a lot of sense to hold here. I don't think it's a good idea to sell it.
Hey, Goth, I only caught about probably half of that, but from what I gathered,
Okay.
I think you were on the right track either way. But I only have 2 positions in my port, Tesla and Palantir. So I think either way you're going to be fine, bro, because like they're both about to blow up like on levels that nobody can imagine. So you'll be fine either way you go. I think
what
if you
percent?
shorted it and bought all Tesla, you're fine that way too.
What
Either way
percent
you're good.
Palantir are you? What percent Palantir?
I'm about I'd say about 67% Palantir and the rest in
Oh,
Tesla.
man.
Yeah, well, I see it.
I wish you went heavy on Tesla before the weekend. Because
Oh, dude, trust me when I say like I feel like either way you go on this is going to be a win. But I see it being like a Microsoft 2.0 level. Like when Microsoft first came out, everybody looked at it as like retarded, and then they're like, "Holy shit, it's overvalued." Blah 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 blah. But when these kind of companies blow up, they blow up, and it's just like generational value. But Tesla is also, in my eyes, in that same boat. So you can't go wrong either way you got it.
Yeah, and I got into Palantir around 25, mostly because of Emmett, Arnie Trezzi. They really opened my eyes to the initial opportunity, and then I researched more about it, and I really thought that the ontology was unmatched from Palantir. Now, the only thing I think, I know this space isn't really related to this, so I'll stop in a second. But the only thing I think might be a risk, though, I think that other companies might
his audio
be able
does
to
suck.
duplicate the ontology paradigm within the next 2 to 3 years. I think that might be. The thing about Palantir is that they have so many partnerships that they developed, right? That's the great thing that they have. But I just felt, and I didn't want to do it because of just the tax implication, because it was a short-term capital gains realization for me when I sold my Palantir position. And actually, I should have waited until it was long-term. That was a mistake. But yeah, Palantir is a really good company. Palantir, yeah, it's a great company. Though. I think Alex Karp is really a great leader.
Yeah, Gothic.
2020 is always right, but like either way you go with that, I really do feel like, honest to God, I feel it's going to be a winner either way. Like Tesla's about the moon, and they're about the moon too. So either way, you're golden and Gucci.
Yeah, Gothic. Try to fix your audio because it keeps coming and going.
Okay,
Yeah,
I'll try to figure it out. Sorry about that.
yeah. No worries. Just fix
Hey
it.
guys, I just want to butt in real. I'm so sorry. I hate to interrupt you, Pejjy, and I'm always doing it. Mom, we're going right here. So mom's visiting while we're in port just today. So I got to run, but I just wanted to say hi and get my 2 cents about Waymo in Austin and just tell you guys I love you all. Enjoy the space today. I will be back next Saturday, I promise, but I'll probably be coming to you from New York. So everybody enjoy the space, and I'll see you guys in the feed.
Awesome. See you, Jennifer. Thanks for stopping by. See you.
All right. I want to set the space quick. about the Robotaxi.
Mhm.
This one, Elon say it's not only for human. It's for packaging too. It's
Mhm.
for delivery too. And if it's go in the wild, if it's go in different states like New York, California, if it's not just a small space like Austin or small space like Bay Area, if it's actually can go cross the country, what is gonna be like? Like if I put my car in a network, like Elon say, your car can be something like Airbnb and Uber. If I put my car in, my Model Y in, and someone is actually call it from San Francisco to New York, how do I get my car back? Who gonna clean it in the middle? Like, you guys think about this? Like, this is for fun. What do you think?
Okay, so I'll go first on this one. So I think in the beginning, we can't do that, but in the future, I think Tesla will give you the option that, hey, do you want your robotaxi to go between states? Do you want your robotaxi to stay within states? And they'll give you the options that, hey, if those, because there will be people who will just buy this thing and just will never see it. You're just making money for it. That's it. It's just, okay, I bought a cyber
Right.
cab and it's just, okay, go make money. One day it's, if you live in, let's say, California, one day it's in Texas, the other day is in like Canada, and the other day is in Mexico, depending, depending how wild this shit is, right? So it's like, you'll just never see it. You'll just never see your cyber cab unless you go like, okay, I want to back on the next available date, and I'm sure it'll trickle its way back to you. But I'm expecting that once this thing is everywhere and it's nationally regulated and approved, most people who do get these cyber cabs will never see them because they'll just be working for them, which is insane for me to even say it. I mean, it's crazy to me that I'm saying it, but that's where we're going towards. So I think you'll have the choice. Operators will have the choice to do either that, or they can keep it within the state, keep it within geofence it themselves. I think that'd be really cool that they could geofence how they want to see their robo taxis, whether it's the Model Y, Model 3, Cybercab, whatever it is they want to add it onto the robo taxis into the fleet. So it's gonna be wild. It's gonna be epic. That's what I think.
Hey, just to add on to that, Pejjy, they're probably going to have like a kind of like a miles from your residence or wherever the place of the owner's home is that they'll be able to set, and they'll probably be able to, basically say, yes, all right, I'm not using it, go ahead and make money for me, or no, I'm using it. They'll probably have these options available.
Yeah, I can see that happening too. Roshchi Tizzy, if I didn't butcher your name, sorry, my man. Go ahead.
It's fine. Yeah, Roshatsky. Thank you.
Roshetsky, there we go. Yeah.
So yeah, I was just thinking when you brought that up, would Tesla actually, let's say for long distance travel, I have my Tesla, got FSD, right? So if I am like, okay, I'm going to put it on, maybe they'll have a radius setting, right? Where it'll only go like, let's say a radius of 200, 500,000 miles. And because I really thought that let's say you wanted to go 1,000 miles, 2,000 miles of, let's say 2 to 3 charging stops, right? A type of distance like that might even be a better idea for Tesla. Instead of having you wait and charge the car, even if it was only 5-10 minutes, whatever, you would just that car would just go to that supercharger. Tesla would have another cyber cab ready at that supercharger. You would not do anything. It would just say, get out of this car, get into that cyber cab. You would get into that cyber cab, and then you would go the next however many miles, right? And so it would also alleviate, that car could just show up near zero, and then the other one could be ready to go 100%, and then boom. And so the person would almost have no real wait time at the charger either. It would just be sitting there waiting. What do you think about that?
Be like legs of a flight.
Yeah, I guess so. Right? Yeah. I mean, I now that I think about that, I'm thinking like, well, tell me something better. Tell me a better idea, right? Especially if they had enough to do that, then I don't see why. I mean, unless they would just not have enough to cover a specific area, then you'd have to maybe charge and wait or something.
I can actually see that. It's very interesting. It's a very interesting method, because let's say someone wants to go from New York to California or something with just Robotaxi or Cybercab, whatever it is. Charging would be an issue, and maybe that person doesn't want to sit for charging, so maybe that could be the case. But that's a lot of planning. I don't. That's gonna be very
That's where
interesting.
the-
What's that, Smokey?
Oh, I was saying that's where the AI would come into play, because it's a network.
That's
So the
right.
AI would be handling all that shit for
And
them.
that'll
That's
be
why
wild.
like, XA makes so much sense.
That'd be if that happens the way that we're thinking, that's gonna blow my mind. That's a lot of planning, and if the AI can figure that out, like let's say you have like, I don't know, 100 people going from New York to California. Well, you need a lot of robo taxis to take them from New York to California. How are you gonna manage it? How's it gonna be? It's gonna be very interesting to see how this is gonna pan out. But
Yo,
this could be
and a
operational.
and a new job, a new opportunity. Like if you have a house that have a big space in middle of nowhere, you can have supercharge there, and you can have Tesla club, like cleaning, robot charging. You just have your space and make a Tesla club. The charging, the hub, the cleaning. That can be a job too, right? I think people probably stop sending their kid to college and just like open one of these hub for their kid. Here, I put 200,000 in here and you manage it. Hopefully, 4 year, like you go to college, you make 800,000 back. Like, dude, all day just thinking about this. Like, if Robotaxi come online and go live, just America, just thinking about America. And then you, Pejjy, over there in Middle East, where it's hot. People are gonna want to hop in this thing, blow up the AC, right? And one day they're gonna have a Cybertruck too. In a Tesla Robotaxi. Oh, would that be cool? Like the car ownership, people are not gonna care. If I, fast guy, pay subscription for Tesla Robotaxi, 500 a month, and I don't have to take care of the car, and I can book any day. Today I book cyber cab, the go shiny thing. Tomorrow I book Model Y. Weekend I book cyber beast. But I don't have to keep stuff in my car or cleaning or pay register fee. My Model Y, I bought it at a peak price. Oh my god. My register fee is 800 a year. Just thinking like, and I stuck with Model Y. And now it's a new Model Y come out, it's a Cyber Beast come out. I want all of them, right? So if I can change my model from paying my Model Y 1,000 a month to pay subscription for 500 a month and get rid of my register fee, I don't have to wash my car. I don't have to vacuum my car. I don't have to find parking at night. It's drop me off and it's go working. Would that be good? I'm like dream about this all day. I dream about this. What you guys think?
That'd be great. Yeah. That'd be. By the way, can you hear me now? I switched to my phone.
Oh my god, so much better.
So much better,
Oh, great.
friend.
Okay. Oh, great. Okay. Cool. Yeah. Yeah. I agree. I definitely think that there's going to be less ownership of vehicle ownership in the future for sure. I think that Tesla is going to really lead the way with having more on-demand, on-demand car purchases. And one thing I wanted to say to Smokey, maybe Palantir can help with the ontology to get the Rorschach. Maybe if they're trying to schedule the Cybertrucks, at the stalls, maybe they can use the Palantir tech to do that. Because I know that Elon's sort of friendly with Alex, right, Smokey?
Gothic, you just hit the nail on the head.
I was thinking that.
Everything, bro. That is why I said what I said earlier. Yeah. I see them partnering up. They actually already did semi-partner up. XAI, Palantir, and I forget the bank. There was another company they're trying to bring finances. Basically, they're trying to get into the financial market. So yes, I do see that absolutely 100% happening very soon.
Yeah, Elon said in a recent tweet, Alex Karp is awesome. And this was after Alex Karp defended Elon. Alex Karp was defending Elon when he was going through the flack for the with the protests with those people.
So bro.
Yeah. I was following all that and I was looking at it.
You're on point, buddy.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm just really excited. I also think that a lot of things can change now. I mean, just imagine what will happen now, right? Now that we have this Robotaxi service, I think that Waymo might be scaled up within probably a year or two. They don't have enough cash to last for very long now. They're going to try to put on a last hurrah. But I think that there's going to be a massive change that happens now with technology, with AI. Elon was hinting this earlier as well. Elon was saying, look, if the AI wave, I don't know if you guys saw Elon's most recent interview, but he was saying if the choice is between Doge, trying to solve, cleaning up the beach versus a massive 1,000-foot wave, right? We gotta get our priorities straight, and I gotta get back on the main quest. That's what he said, right? So.
And that's a very big statement because that's pretty much Elon saying that, listen, I went to the government. I worked there. I slept on the floor there. I went above and beyond on the side quest. But at the end of the day, they are not doing what we want them to do. They're going to do always what they do, politicians. So instead of focusing on these guys, a bunch of idiots, I'm just going to focus on what's more important. And so he's back on the main quest. And that's good because in the future, I don't think Elon's going to get into politics, whether Democrats or Republican. I don't think he's going to go back to being zero, not involved in politics. I think he'll do some stuff, but he is done.
Do you
with
think
that.
there's any chance he might get into? Okay, so here's one thing he mentioned when he was super friendly with Trump. He said if there was an amendment to the Constitution, because he's not a natural born citizen, he could possibly run for president. But I don't know if he's friendly enough with Trump anymore to do it. I don't know. I don't even know if he wants to do that. He's so busy with. No, okay.
The dude wants to
probably not. Yeah,
dude wants to die on Mars, so I don't think he wants to run the whole country. I think he wants to run a planet instead of a country. So that's why he's going to go to Mars and do it there.
He'll be the president of Mars, not the president of America. That makes sense.
Looks like it.
Hey, if I can speak to that one a little bit, I called a while back, like jokingly, of course, but I tend to look at things at a wider spectrum, not a narrow vision. Like I look at a big picture and put puzzle pieces together. But I called this a 4D chess a long time ago, and I still think it is. They're buddies still. Like they deal with each other. If my whole point in this, I'll try to keep it brief.
Xander's in here.
If anybody else had come at Trump, like Elon, he would have tore them the fuck apart without thinking twice. He exercised restraint, which kind of tells me that they kind of had it worked out together. They were like, okay, we need to make this look real and make it look nasty. I think they both were in it together to kind of have that little friendly divorce, if you may.
Really? So wait,
100%.
So wait, hold on. You're thinking that this was actually like staged and talked like, for me, I was on the fence. Like I mean, everyone was so confused, even me. But I don't know. I think to
The
an
first
extent,
day I was too, Pejjy, but when you look at it like at a bigger picture, because even I was like, "What the fuck, dude?" But when you step back and actually start piecing puzzle pieces together, you're like, "Wait a minute. These motherfuckers are both trolls. They're both masturbators, as I like to call them, but they're on another level of thinking. So, like, I could see it possible."
yeah, the part that kind of
Yeah.
like lagged for me that made me question it is when Elon just out of nowhere went and said that, yeah, we're gonna close off the SpaceX Dragon thing, and then someone commented and he's like, okay, we're not gonna do it anymore. So I'm just like, wait a minute, something it doesn't make sense here. That's the part that made me go like,
Yeah.
that's the part that kept me on that fence. That's the part that, because I was leaning towards that this is thing was real, but then when I saw that, I'm like, wait a minute, let's go back on the middle of the fence. Let's just wait for a second. And then it was the greatest
Yeah.
buying opportunity ever. Like I wish I bought more
Oh yeah,
shares,
yeah.
but I bought. I mean, that was amazing, and I was loud about it on X and YouTube. I'm like, guys, don't sell because of this. This is so stupid. Well, you all think that Trump, let's say, assuming it is real, you think Trump is going to attack Tesla and SpaceX and let China win? This guy he knows it very well that if it wasn't for SpaceX and Tesla, China would be ahead of the US in terms of EVs, technology, rockets. So this is not a guy that you want to hold back, especially when you have Tesla hauling ass out there. So yeah, that's why I'm
Yeah.
like, just buy the dip, just freaking buy it. Don't let your emotions in, just buy it. And it was
Yeah.
it was a it was a great buy opportunity. Sheesh.
It was really good. And I also thought, like, to Smokey's point, that Trump really could have gone a lot further with the retribution, because Trump, if you study Trump's history, he's made a lot of statements and things that were kind of really, really heavy in retribution and revenge related posts to a lot of people. Bannon was kind of ostracized, and Bannon really, really made a hit against SpaceX, trying to say they should use the Defense Production Act to take out SpaceX and all this stuff. And Bannon was trying to get into the power vacuum, but Trump didn't budge. I mean, Trump wasn't even going to sell his Tesla. Trump was going to keep his Tesla. Trump wasn't going to stop using Starlink because he said, "quote, it's a great service." So yeah, I mean, Trump. I wouldn't doubt like there was some, there could even be like some optics there with the Chinese relationship, because I don't know if you guys saw this, but shortly after the spat, a lot of the tariff negotiations with China suddenly started going quite well. There was a lot of agreement and consensus there. And in fact, Pejjy, if you've looked at Cathie Woods, I'm sure you follow her, right?
Mm-hmm.
When you looked at her most recent video on Tesla, she was saying that that this could be because of optics with China, and there could be a lot of other factors in play here as well. So I think there was a lot of reason for what we saw there. It's very interesting.
Yeah.
Hey, just to have further add on, if I can, to your point, a lot of people don't realize the gravity of how important not only Tesla but SpaceX is to national security. As we were just talking about earlier with Palantir, like the Golden Dome that's coming, they're partnering. It doesn't even matter who gets the contract at this point because Palantir is probably touching it. But you got to look at SpaceX in a whole. The Starlink satellites are not only communication satellites. Every satellite in orbit has a lot of tools and a lot of sensors and a lot of cameras. They will all work together, and they know they need those thousands of satellites because SpaceX alone, I'm going out on a limb here because I don't have exact numbers, but I would say SpaceX alone has probably 80% of the world's satellites in orbit.
Yeah, I mean, if anything were to happen to SpaceX, it would massively set the United States back in terms of space superiority, and and in fact, Trump was the one in his, I believe, his first administration that got the Space Force. He's a really pro space president, so he's not going to want to roll back on space superiority for sure, I think.
Gothic, I have question for you. Send you
Yeah.
I think you probably follow politics. more than me.
I
So
look at it a good bit. Yeah.
what up with Trump and Iran? What Trump gonna do
Uh,
with the war in Middle East? What is saying?
uh, yeah. So I've been looking at that a good deal. One person I've really been actively following. I don't know if you guys are a fan, but Bill Ackman has been posting a lot of rather insightful tweets about this, and I've been sort of looking at it. Some of it is a little bit clickbaity, but he's been really posting a lot of things that I think are quite insightful. And I'm sure you've heard that currently Trump is sort of debating whether he's going to send the B-22 bombers in to take out the Fordo base, the underground nuclear site, and that's the current thing up for debate. And then we also have Netanyahu saying and sort of strongly insinuating in a recent interview that, quote, Israel has a lot of startups and we won't necessarily need U.S. intervention here. And he also said that he's really happy with Trump, and he thinks that Trump is doing what America needs to do to protect their interests. So Israel and the U.S. have a good relationship, number one, and then number two. Clearly, Iran does not have a choice here. Iran must denuclearize. This was actually the goal of many administrations, even before Trump. This was a goal of both Democratic and Republican presidents, and so and it's really important that Iran doesn't have a nuclear weapon. But so what I think will happen is I don't think we're going to see so the Strait of Hormuz was rumored to be possibly shut down. Iran was saying, Hezbollah was saying that they might do that. I don't think that's going to happen. I also, furthermore, don't think that the price of crude oil is going to change that much moving forward. I don't think it's going to spike that much further. And I think ultimately we're going to see a stabilization in the region. I think that the U.S. is, I believe, very, very unlikely to do any kind of troop deployment. The most the U.S. will do, if Iran doesn't get back within the 2-week deadline that Trump has proposed, is do the B-22 bombing on the Fordo site and then leave it to Israel to do the mop-up and leave everything else to Israel and possibly fund Israel. Because, as you'll remember, Trump is a pro-Israel president, but not necessarily very pro-Ukraine funding. So this will give Trump a good reason to switch, and the Republican caucus, a good reason to switch their funding from Ukraine more towards the Israeli side, and then kind of simultaneously both try to diffuse the Iranian situation and the Ukraine-Russia situation. I also think one final thing I'll say. I'm sorry for droning on so much, but one other thing I'll say, I'm also very, very glad that China and Russia did not get more directly involved. I was actually kind of worried that there could be a flare-up where China and Russia might have possibly, done more militarily against Israel, which might have created a greater conflict. One final thing, the second final thing I'll say, China did send some planes. If you guys were looking at the OSINT Twitter handle, China sent a few planes to Iran. It might have been military aid. That's the one thing China might have done. But I don't think that But China and Russia and Russia also said that they're not going to. They've withdrawn support for Iran. Russia also did say that recently as well. So I think ultimately it's going to stabilize, and I think that I'm actually very proud, and I shouldn't say this because war is always very brutal, but I'm actually quite proud of what Israel has done. I think Netanyahu is doing a great job. I'm very pro-Israel, and I think that the Iranian regime should really, really accept this, and Khamenei should just accept this and just move on from this, and just accept these terms, and then preserve as much life as they can. That's what I hope for, and I think, regardless, I think the situation will be resolved within the next several weeks. I think that's what I think.
If I can add on to that, me and Eli actually had a space dedicated just to this conversation The problem with Iran itself is ultimately it's very complex. I 100% agree with what Gothic was just saying. Like, you're looking at so many complexities here. Like, as far as the Straits of Hormuz that is economic worldwide crippling if that doesn't get under control. And Iran has, in fact, been harassing not only U.S. warships coming in and out of there. That's the reason why we're always going there, to basically keep them under control, because they will, without question, they'll think everything's good, and then an RPG will come from the side of Iran, and it's their proxies. But I could go into this very far, but really, when you're looking at it, Iran is technically kind of a proxy of China. They kind of go hand in hand. So what Israel has done, in my opinion, was 100% warranted and needed, because they would not have thought twice to wipe Israel off the map as soon as they got the chance. And when it comes to the 2-week thing, you really got to look into the wording used. He said he will make a decision within 2 weeks. That could mean he could bomb it tomorrow. He didn't say so that decision. But when you're looking at the big picture, I think they can handle. But if they can't, I think the bunker busters will be ready to act if needed. If that makes sense.
Most of Iran's oil exports go to China, right, Smokey? Is that right? I forgot that's
a lot of them. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, they have a very close relationship. Yeah.
Yeah.
The bigger point. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, buddy.
No, sorry. I just want to say that I'm an Iranian myself, and I haven't visited Iran in 20 years, and so I think the whole
Oh wow.
I think the whole idea of this thing is, well, it's called this operation is called Operation Rising Lion. It's not about the nukes, in my opinion. I think it's about changing the whole regime entirely, because until there's
Can
no
I speak
regime
to that really
change.
quick?
Sorry, Smokey?
Oh, I was just asking to speak to that really quick, because there's a lot of misinformation there too. But
Yeah.
when you're looking at it, as Pejjy just said, the Iranian people are not bad. They're great. The Persians are fucking awesome. It's the shitty jihadist regime that is the problem. It's kind of equivalent to you take and look at, like, for example, World War II Germany, right? Hitler and his shitheads held an iron fist over the people. The people weren't bad, but the people leading them were shitheads. It's the same thing right now in Iran.
Yeah, exactly. I just hope this thing ends. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't think it's gonna get. I mean, depends how it goes. Because I'm in the region, I'm in Kuwait, man. If the U.S. does bomb the Fordo, and Iran wants to bomb the bases. I mean, we have a lot of U.S. bases here in Kuwait, and we're not too far away from Iran. I think we're pretty much borders with them. So it's scary times. So I hope things do don't escalate and calm down.
Yeah, I really don't think they're going to escalate. Pejjy, I'm just curious. So, what is your stance on that? Do you think, if in fact Iran was close to final, deployment of the nuclear weapon, do you think that Israel was justified in their strikes, or do you think that they should have been more withheld?
Well, they shouldn't. They should not get their hands on a nuke whatsoever by any means necessary, any cost necessary.
I agree.
These guys are not normal people. They hang their own people for just speaking against them. This is not the people you want to talk to. I haven't visited Iran myself in 20 years. It's not. I don't plan on doing it.
The thing about this, Pejjy, and you're from here, right? From the region, so the Iranian people, a beautiful, beautiful country. Before the Ayatollahs and the regime change, there was a massive difference. And in fact, Bill Ackman, one of Bill Ackman's posts, he quantified this for me, which is why I really recommend maybe checking out some of his recent posts about this. But he was saying that, well, in the video it said that the entire culture was quite different, very much more democratic. And further to that point, there are so many people in Iran right now that are praising Israel for
Yeah,
what they're
true.
doing. You know, and yeah.
That's true. Yeah, and
Yeah.
if we have a free Iran, the first company that's probably going to go there and start a company or make a plant is probably Tesla. I'll tell you that right now. It's
Yeah.
probably going to be Tesla. So yeah, it's we just had Holmars here. He just went. Darn it! I was about to get into. All right. Oh yeah, no worries. But yeah. What was I saying? Yeah. So that's the whole situation with that.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think this is gonna. I mean, this market doesn't seem to care about it. The stocks are going up, Tesla's going up, everything's going up. The market doesn't seem to care unless it doesn't come out of, blow out of proportion. But yeah, let's get back to Tesla because I mean, we know we had to talk about the Middle East and stuff like that. But let's get back to Tesla. And we do that, Mars leaves. Darn it! Someone get him back. Anyways.
Well, I sent him a message, say come back.
Yeah.
I don't know. So he went to New York and he did his FSC driving in New York. I was living in East Coast about 10, 12 years ago.
Yeah, right
and I go to New York every summer for like 3 years. If you driving in New York, it's like driving in Bangkok or like south of Thailand and Malaysia. No one give a shit about where you're going because they're gonna go, Right now, it's 12 years later. I look in his video, it's the same. People gonna walk, the bike gonna come, but it's look like FSC is actually work. I was gonna ask him what do he think, and he get invite to the Robotaxi in Austin. I think he's on the way to Austin, so I don't know if he's gonna join again. The Middle East is interesting. Like Pejjy say, if the war is calmed down, Pejjy, you say Tesla gonna go set up the shop there or set up the factory there?
100%. There's no doubt about that. Before this, this regime, when the Shah was in power, when it was, democratic in a way, it wasn't fully democratic. It was still under a dictatorship, but it was much freer than what it is now. We had Ford there. We had, big companies there producing vehicles, producing goods. It was a big manufacturing hub for the U.S. in Iran. And not only that, you had like so much business there, it was booming. And, even today, Iran has their own manufacturing, car manufacturing build. I think they also make their own EVs in a way. So they know how to build cars. They have the people for it. So that's why but because of the sanctions and this regime and all that kind of stuff, that's why no one is investing in the country. But it's 90 million people that have experience, that are young people, that are hungry and ready to work. If it becomes free, oh my God, not just Tesla, but the whole entire of the US is going to benefit greatly. Imagine the production, imagine the sales, imagine the revenue and the profits that, that country can generate. It's going to be a powerhouse. Before the revolution, Iran was a top 5 fastest growing GDP on earth. It was crazy. They were going faster than the US and the UK. Like they were at this point. So if they're free, that's the thing. If they're free and you give them a chance, they're gonna surprise everybody. And I think Tesla will not hesitate to go there to probably set up shop, maybe a mega pack, 100% mega packs, because they have sun is, you have the sun is there. Like Iran has all 4 seasons.
Yeah.
They'll definitely put probably. I'm not too sure about gigafactories now, because if everything's going to be cyber cabs and driverless cars, they'll probably do something there for sure.
To add on to that point, the biggest problem with the Straits of Hormuz, which probably 90% of the world's goods move through, like a choke point, maybe more, is it'll be safe. They won't have to worry about getting bombed. They won't have to worry about crazy shit. It'll be much better.
Exactly. And this will benefit like this. I think the stock market is going to love it. I think Tesla's going to be great. I think It'll be bullish overall. But unfortunately, it's just political issues. So I hope this will end and we get a free Iran, and and everyone benefits,
Yeah.
including us Tesla investors.
I think like I'm sort of optimistic that AI, that this new AI wave we're seeing, and companies like Tesla might really help their freedom of information and help citizens to think a bit more freely, and that really might help with the Iranian situation.
Yeah.
So,
Let's see what happens
Yeah.
this week, next week. I hope things are for the best.
Yeah.
Taxi CTO, welcome.
Hello, guys. Good evening. How are you guys doing?
Fantastic.
Doing well, man.
How are you?
How are you?
Well, nice to meet you guys here.
Nice.
Just came across Tesla space, and I felt just hopping in and dropping some few offers. We're just a meme coin supporting Tesla Robotaxi, and we've been around for like 8 months now, and we are looking to build a strong community of Tesla believers and Robotaxi believers in the meme coin space. As Robotaxi takes over the real world taxi, and Robotaxi needs to take over the meme coin sector and meme coin space. So that's why I'm here, just wanted to create this kind of awareness, and
You know what I thought? I was wondering, Pejjy, I was wondering when that Suckers guy was going to come in from remember that guy that in your YouTube channel? I was wondering if he was going to join the join the space.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I was like, when is that
that's great. Taxi CTO, let's not promote any meme coins or anything. Let's just keep it talking about Tesla and other things, please.
All right. Homa said, "Hey, can someone start a space and talk about Robotaxi?" I think we are talking about Robotaxi.
Yes. Yeah. So bring him on.
Just tell him we took a little speed bump, but we're back on it. Tell him to bring his ass back in here.
Yeah, I did.
I think when Omar heard me like rambling on about Iran, he must have thought, "Oh no, these guys lost it."
Okay, so I'm sorry, Taxi CTO. No meme coin today. I gotta have to remove you. Bye bye. And we set up the state. Let's set up the state again.
Let's do it.
People with check mark, please send a request if you want to speak. People with no check mark, go get a check mark, and then we can talk again. Okay. So
Exactly.
time is value. Let's not derail. Okay. So I have Alexander here and Sander Sky. Welcome, my friend. Hey, let's keep it in the topic because there's a lot of people here. Robotaxi and Elon is back. I'm so excited. Yes. So the war in Middle East, I'm sorry, but let's Tesla raw. Let's go. Hello, friend. Sander, how's it going?
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, what the hell? I leave the room and you guys are talking about not Robotaxi. I'm about to go jump into Herbert's suite. We're literally about to spoon all night long, and then be there for
Oh, man.
for early morning hunting, and we will be bringing it live. I've got equipment. This is gonna be so epic, and you guys are over here dilly dallying with some nonsense.
No naughty
Thank you
business
for
behind in
calling
the
the
cyber.
bullshit. Thank you for calling the bullshit. I agree.
Meme coins and all this stuff. What are we? This is like how long have we suffered? And then like he raises his hand the wrong way, and then that's it. Like it's all over. We're all doomed. We're over here, licking our wounds, and it's all gonna be behind us, because at the end of the day, like anyone that was at 1010, I see Bradford. Wait, where did he go? Maybe he left. So it's just like I did the ride with him already. So, but there was no steering wheel or pedals, and it was mind blowing, but now this is going to be out in the wild, and I'm so excited. I'm literally moving heaven and earth to finish all the work that I have on my plate to just like go and just be present and just enjoy it. Because whatever all these, no offense, retards say, like it's just like this is incredible. This is literally incredible. Robot brains are going to be on display. It's real. It's alive. And then the best part, once the Wall Street type understands how much money this is going to generate,
Bro.
then we're talking.
Bro, Bloomberg's already coming out and
Yeah.
saying that, like 35,000, robotaxis next year from 0 to 35,000. And they're just, I think that's conservative, but they're the first guys to come out and actually acknowledge that, yeah, man, Waymo sucks. Waymo can't compete with Tesla.
What is this 35,000? It's gonna be 1 million robotaxis. It's literally as soon as they flip the switch and they say that we can add our cars. Now maybe we don't. Do we actually know how many people will add their vehicles to the network? Do we? Like what are?
Sandro, I have a
Educate
question
me.
for you. I have a question for you. So the AI4, they can do it, right? The new, like after May 2023, the AI4, they can do it, no problem. How about the AI3, like my car?
Again, who, like, with all due respect, who cares? Like, that's just noise. All I care about is whatever $30 sensor that they need to put in the car, and the FSD computer. Like, what is it, $1,000, $2,000? Who cares? The important part is that this is an ability, and this is a moment in time for me. I understand some people care, but to me, that's all noise. All that matters is that this was never done before. Obviously LiDAR, all of this sensor confusion that causes. This was a thing from Karpathy's brain, and now it's real, and we can touch it and smell it and see it and go in the cars and experience it. And then there's just going to be this path forward for this becoming ubiquitous, and all major cities will start using it. And then it's just like, that's all I care about. All the other stuff, it's to me, it's a waste of brain power. So I tend to focus on the things that I can, not that I can control, but at least I know that that's what they're worried about. 3, 4, 5, who cares?
Xander,
Wait,
can I
wait, hold
thing
on. I
fast?
think hold on, Smokey. I think Sander doesn't get my question. Okay, let me ask Sander again. So we have 8 million car on Earth. Some of them are in America that can flip online, like you say. If it can go, it can all go, right? But my question to Sander is, some of them are AI4. Literally, I believe that it can go. And then there's a big chunk of the number, like maybe 1 million car, is AI3 in America. The people like me would like to put it in the network. How did Tesla gonna make the AI3, 1 million of them, become AI4? How did they gonna upgrade it to put it in the
You'll take it to a service center, and then they'll put in whatever's the minimal amount of technology required. The resolution of the cameras is really dependent on speed. So if you're going to think out to 80 miles an hour, the pixel density or the point cloud, or what, this is Omar's domain, but as far as I understand it, right, you have just pixels, and the computer has to be able to understand what it's seeing. And so you need high resolution for fast speed. But city driving, it's very well possible that hardware 3 is more than enough. Why? Because I have hardware 3 vehicles, a Model X from 2022 and a Model Y Performance from 2022, that operate very, very, very well. Obviously, it's not perfect, but we're not running the latest software. Is it the camera resolution that changes, the decision making at slow speeds, or whatever it is? So I just think we don't have enough information. There's a lot of FUD that's out, and so that's how I think about it anyway.
Hey, Xander, really quick, I got to correct you on one tiny detail. You said, and I quote, every city. I would say everywhere.
Yeah, no, it's true. I'm just thinking practically, where's the first place that FSD will be implemented, and it's all going to be the megalopolis, right? So New York, Miami, like all of those places are going to are going to implement it first, and they're going to compete for it, right? Like you're going to want this because it's going to attract it's going to attract the right kind of people. And then if it's for you, right? Like what's in it for you? If your cost of business goes down, you don't have to own vehicles, but you can now live in a city, right? And you don't have to take the train. You can when you're in a rush. Now I was just in New York, and it was funny. I took an Uber, and it was expensive. It was like $80 for me to go 10 miles or something. Because there was traffic. And I was like, why didn't I just take the train? I forgot how New York works. Because of traffic, it took me 45 minutes for something that a train would have gotten me there in 20. So yeah, so I just think like practically for the user, if the cost is right, and more importantly, if the time is is saved and earned back, right? Just like as a New Yorker, the big deal was that you could sit in the train and I could do my homework, right? I was a kid. I was under 18 when I left. So, or just at 18 when I left. So I experienced it going to school, doing my homework. I'm not driving. Well, that same philosophy applies now, where I can conduct business. I could text. I can talk to family. I can watch a show, whatever it is, listen to a book. And I don't have to focus on the road while commuting. Just extrapolate that out, and then I think it's the evidence is clear. It won't be like instant 0 to 1, but the path that we're on is absolutely the right path, and it's incredibly exciting.
That's why I was busting your balls about it, buddy, because I see rural being amazing on this.
Oh, and I saw two hand up, Feb AI and
Good.
Rachesky.
Love it.
But I have Yoda here, Tesla Yoda. Welcome, Tesla Yoda. How's it going? Thank you for tracking Austin Robotaxi. Are you get the invite? Tell me everything.
No, I did not get an invite from Tesla. I'm not upset by that. Um, I will be, and actually I did. I put the cost of the flight, hotels, and the incidentals, of course, because I always create a mess, into Tesla stock on Friday. So, I'm good either way. But what I am looking forward to tomorrow is seeing how Tesla will be charging in terms of the pricing per mile um, for the Robotaxi rides, because that's gonna let us get a sense of how well done Uber is gonna be.
Well done, well done.
I I love it. I absolutely love it, and I just can't
Shoe
wait.
leather.
No, I just want to say that. No, I love that how Tesla Yoda put it. It was nice. I just can't wait to see what Q3 earnings or Q4 earnings guidance would be towards this. See what Elon would say about what the future growth is for this, because that's all Wall Street wants to know. Once they know this, guys, oh my God, it's gonna be flipping a
Yeah.
shishi moment. And man, I'm just so excited that
Yeah.
tomorrow we get
Once there's like revenue recognition, I
yeah.
definitely think that Wall Street is going to completely flip. Yeah.
Yep, 100%. And I
Yeah,
love
I
the
think, if you look at Gary Black and the likes, they've got a spreadsheet, and what they need for their spreadsheets are these sort of assumptions for calculating the potential, revenue for the next few years. Today, they kind of know the number of units because they can utilize the quarterly production capacity So each of those, let's say 350,000, or roughly translating to just under 2 million vehicles produced a year, those are all Robotaxi capable. Now, of course, not all of them goes into the fleet full time. Some of those are going to be for owners who then later on add to the Robotaxi network. But roughly speaking, they can take a percentage of that figure, and then the other number they need is this sort of price number that we're talking about. And then that will let them calculate the approximate revenue per vehicle per year. And then, of course, they've got the usual multiplier of the earnings. And very quickly, they'll get to, hundreds of billions of dollars for the valuation.
Yeah. I think, I think that also, I just want to really quickly say, I think that once Tesla releases a very, very competitive model of incentive for private owners to lend out their cars to the fleet, that'll really, really help the uptake, I think. Right? Because once people put their cars in, that'll be really good.
Yeah, for sure. And I should clarify that by pricing, I don't mean like nickel and diming to the exact amount, but what we're really looking for is, kind of the broad strokes. Is Tesla prepared to charge, roughly the same rate as Uber per mile? Is it half? Is it a third? Is it a quarter, etc.? And of course, every ride, just like a Uber ride, will vary different, by of course the amount of demand for that very moment in a city. But really, what we're looking for is that broad stroke. And if that number approaches anywhere from half to maybe a third of Uber rate tomorrow, if we see that, I think Uber is going to be in trouble.
Yeah.
I don't think Uber have a bright future anymore. People who still hold Uber stock have to have a hard thinking to do. Thank you, Tesla Yoda. Hello, Feb AI, my friend. What's up?
Hey guys, what's going on? I promise I sound a lot better. I'm actually on my computer today. How's everybody doing?
Doing great. What's
Awesome.
in your mind?
Fantastic.
So,
Amazing.
hell yeah. And
Yes,
to any of the
tomorrow
fathers
is
in
the
here,
launch.
happy late Father's Day to all you beauties. So I drove the Cybertruck last week, and just for clarification, guys, it made one error the entire trip. Pejjy, you're from the Toronto area, so when I say this, you'll probably know where I'm talking about. I went to go test drive it from Sherway Gardens, so that's like QEW 427 Gardner area.
Yes, I went there and did a test drive there too. Yep.
Yeah, so I had a Foundation Series, and I think I actually tagged you on X, but with the amount of notifications you get, dude, I wasn't surprised that you were able to.
Send me a DM.
see
Send me a
it.
DM. I'll send me a
I
DM.
will definitely send you a DM, brother. I put it in a video. So anyways, the only issue that I had straight up, guys, with the Cybertruck was that it made an illegal right turn from the center lane. Thankfully, like, it has enough sensors on it, so it's not going to obviously move if it catches a car within its vicinity, right? So it made it an illegal right turn at a red light as we were going into the mall. So I went in to obviously talk to the employees, and I was just basically like, dude, you guys just got to get this sorted. But everything else was flawless. I literally, guys, for about 45 minutes in the demo drive, because it was just a test drive, I literally sat with my arms crossed, and I didn't even touch the steering wheel, and it was incredible. And another thing, Pejjy, I can't remember if you mentioned this in your video that I watched like a month and a half ago, but the turning radius is absolutely insane. How tight the turning is in the steering.
It's amazing.
It blew my mind.
It's amazing.
And you know what? The funniest thing, dude, I had the dirtiest looks, not even from just regular consumers, but like older people, like older ladies. And I was looking at them and I was like, bitch, this thing's gonna help you when you can't drive anymore. What the fuck are you giving me dirty looks for? What the hell? But guys, if you haven't test driven a Tesla, whether it's the Model Y, Model X, Cybertruck, if you can just do it because it's available, I'm telling you, go drive it, because the software update from last year when I drove the Model Y to this year is lights out. It is incredible, and I had such a blast. So
Yeah, it's gotten a lot better. You know, Fab, one thing I wanted to say, and I've noticed this, especially after watching a lot of Chuck Cook. I don't know if you guys follow Chuck Cook's videos. He was mentioning that with the Cybertruck, a lot of, especially with a lot of the earlier releases, it tended to lag a tad behind like the other cars, and it's a lot of it is because of the length from the fender to fender, because of the dimensionality of the Cybertruck. It can sometimes be a bit more error prone than like a Model Y, for example. You know, so yeah, I just wanted to mention that. But it's all good software for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, man. And you know what? Like realistically, the only thing that I'm gonna mention to you guys too, because I made this mistake. If you're relying on FSD to drive you like randomly, it's gonna go whatever route it feels like, unless you actually put something in the navigation. So just be prepared to to take over the wheel in that moment. And another thing I'm just gonna mention to everybody, just in case people have forgotten, you got to remember this is one pedal technology. So we're so used to as like gas drivers just moving our foot from like the gas to the brake. You got to learn to just slowly ease, because the brake is going to go relative to the force that you take your foot off the pedal, and you're going to get whiplash. I'm telling you 100%, be very, very careful with
Man,
that.
that's not gonna matter once robotaxis are everywhere, man. Come on.
No, exactly. But Pejjy, so this is what I wanted to talk about, right? So the model, so the sorry, not the model, but like the current software to date, not last year, to date, if it is anything like what I experienced on Sunday with the Robotaxi, they are not years away. They're not even months away. I would even say they're weeks away. It is that good.
No, man, they're only a day away, man. Come on.
Oh yeah, you let them know, dude.
Yeah, that's awesome. But that's awesome. Yeah, definitely send me that DM, that video through DM. I'll, definitely want to see how that went, because it's been a minute I've been there.
I've got
Sheesh.
about I think it's a sheesh moment, dude. Yeah, I've got about 20 minutes of footage. My wife.
So edit it, post it on X or something, and then
I did actually. If
Oh.
you go to my profile, I
All right.
actually posted the whole Robotaxi thing. If anybody would be interested, I didn't want to speak on it, Pejjy, because being in the content creation space, we know that manners and
no worries. But like this is
I
on a
don't want to shameless
Cybertruck.
plug unless
Want to see that old lady getting
The
pissed.
easy
Love it.
with that is just to pin it, and that way it you have to see it when you go to your profile. Pin it to your top, bro.
Yeah, pin it so we can see.
Oh yeah, hold on, let me go pin it right
okay.
now.
Okay, hold on, guys. I saw two hand up. I saw Sander and Chris. Hey, Sander, what up?
I was going to touch on the Waymo point. Something that since I have a business or a few of them, something stuck with me a long time ago, and it was that McDonald's needs Burger King, and it's really, really important for the consumer to be able to have a basis of comparison. And so having Burger King, and then you think you have it your way, but then like the fries taste better or the burger is better, or whatever you want to, however you want to think about it. The reality is that's an important thing. So like I don't wish Uber ill. I also don't want like Rivian to die or Lucid to die. So I just think it's really important when you're the pack leader that you don't even look back, right? Like that saying from Elon about needing a telescope to see the competition is really important. That's the thesis of the company, right? Mission and vision, and those are the guiding principles. So like who cares what Uber is doing? Who cares what Waymo is doing? Like you should know, but really it's the pace of innovation, and that's what's important. By the time Waymo copies what Tesla's doing, or China or whoever, the Tesla's already moving on to the next thing. And then I was going to touch on the point that Fab AI brought up regarding steer by wire. It is, all the haters, all the thumbs down and middle fingers. Like, I don't get any of that. I haven't seen that, but I don't go out much. The reality is that the technology that they created, that took a long time, and of course there was that whole COVID in between. But the reality is that technology is a game changer. And then when that comes to a little vehicle like the Model 2 or whatever they're going to call it, the Model Q, the Model whatever, doesn't matter. When that tech starts hitting the product, it is by far the best performing vehicle I have ever known and ever driven. I'm a motorcycle enthusiast. Performance is what I'm all about. Like, I love having an engine and responsiveness and control and all four limbs working, and having the back of the bike slide around. Like, all of this is where I come from, and I love EVs, and I love the instant torque, and then now you have that instant response in your steering. Going off road at the Cybertruck rodeo now 2 times, it was just, it's so much fun, and it makes commuting, when you do want to have control of the vehicle, it makes it fun, and it makes it like a roller coaster ride. So I think, as the fog of FUD wears off and people realize that they've been lied to, as in terms of our investment, which is obviously a lot of people care about that in this space, we'll be fine. And my fiduciary responsibility to my family is to make sure that I'm not drinking my own Kool-Aid, and I don't see those giant red flags or anything that Tesla Q talks about. So I just go like, okay, well, I don't see it, so I'm just going to keep moving forward. This kind of moment in time, I think, changes the fabric of how humans interact with the planet. And those are the investments like Microsoft back in the day, Apple, Netflix, Facebook, all of these kind of giant, or Nvidia, right? Like, that's what we're sitting on. And there's going to be a new wave of people that will now understand it. We're the old generation. We're like the 2019 generation. Now you're going to have a new class coming, and that class is going to be like, oh my God. Whoa. And so I think that that's the opportunity. So, if you're buying hold, if you're dollar cost averaging, like whatever you're doing, just, it's easy to lose faith, especially when the poop hits the fan. And so, we might have more. Like, you think tomorrow, Monday morning, we're going to open and it's going to fly, and what's going to happen. It's all just going to fall, and you're going to be like, what the hell? But that's what Wall Street wants. It wants weak hands to let go of the stock. And then at some point, they're going to flip the switch, and they're going to upgrade. And there's going to be this crazy chase, just like what we had in 2019. I land my plane right there.
Beautiful.
Sorry,
Beautiful. This is
can I say
fair
one thing
on.
too?
Fair on. Once again. Beautiful. This is a weep that I'm talking about. Weeping the story. Um, it doesn't matter. If you understand the business, Sander definitely understand it. He's in Cyberpool channel. His information is up there, and he own how many Tesla? I lost count, and he even have semi
4.
semi, yeah, semi.
Yep. Yes,
Ah,
true. Guilty as
so
charged.
Sanders actually make me excited when it's 420.69, because I saw his put. I saw whatever he buy, and I'm like, no, no, Sanders cannot buy all the stock. I have to buy a few too. So I'm right there with him. I got 15 share at 420, hanging in there with him, But it doesn't matter. My price target is 3,500 by 2032. 2032, we're gonna get up there at 3,000. So even it's 500, 400, 300, 200. Oh, congratulations. Last year, when the Wall Street check out all the paper hand and stock get down to 104, and you guys go sell your house and buy it, right? I didn't. I get it at 129. I'm happy about it. So dollar cost average is a way to go. And we here as a turning point, Elon word is historic year of Tesla. This year is when transportation is changing. It's not just a car anymore. It's something else. And the AI, the tsunami of the AI that about to come flood of us is come in a car form. You know, like back in 2019, like Sanders say, that generation, I sat in a Model 3 for the first time and I drive it and I do the U-turn. It feel like, holy shit, the U-turn is changing for the rest of my life. I'm not gonna go back in my Honda Civic and change the gear and do U-turn again. That is dinosaur, right? And the the noise and the signal. Let's talk about this. When the guy like Jensen, CEO of Nvidia, every interview he's talk highly about Elon Musk and the technology that Elon is building, right? If we are talking about the AI in this age, in this year 2025, I will give a lot of runway and a lot of space for Jensen. He probably know about AI more than all of us combined, right? And he say, hey, Elon technology and what Elon building is up there, world class. What do you see? What do you take from that? Don't listen to what is his name, the guy that flipped and become Tesla bear. What is his name?
Yeah,
Yaman.
man.
Don't listen to Yaman. Okay, who have the hand up? Thank you for letting me set up the stage.
It
I
was
love
Chris.
Sandra. Chris,
Yes.
how's it going, Chris?
Hello, how are you guys doing?
Awesome. How are you?
Oh, good.
Perfect, I'm good. Yeah, I wanted to piggyback off what Xander was saying because I truly don't understand how anyone could possibly be bearish going into Sunday, considering they've had 10 to 20 Model Ys running for what? The past 20 days? What, 0 accidents reported, 0 anything reported, right? From all these doing completely full self-driving around Austin. You've obviously had a couple politicians trying to shut it down the day before. It doesn't look like they're going to get that through. Not only that, we have to remember that this is on hardware 4, on a bigger FSD version, and Tesla isn't even done building out their major clusters for their new training runs on AI5, right? That's going to be a giant leap, right? The leap from 12 to 13 was really big, but we haven't even seen the biggest gains we could possibly see yet, considering they're going to build out a way bigger cluster. AI5 is coming either later this year or next year, and that FSD version is going to be absolutely mind-blowing. 40 times the inference compute rumored on AI5, like, and we're already about to solve full self-driving. Like, it is completely inevitable that Tesla is going to solve this issue. And even when Xander talks about the competition is bad that you guys don't recognize. Super Cruise is supposed to be competition. Blue Cruise from Ford is competition. You have all these other OEM manufacturers trying to create their own full self-driving. All they can do is stay on the highways. Meaning Tesla's about to launch what? Tesla's about to launch cameras, full self-driving, Austin, Texas, all over the city. Like, the only competition right now is Waymo, and it costs $180,000 per car right now. Tesla can build out the entire Waymo fleet in 6 hours. There is no competition. If Tesla gets tomorrow right, and there is no accidents, and it is cheap, it is the beginning of the end for Uber. It is the beginning of the end for Waymo. And I love competition. I don't want to see them go. I love capitalism, competition, all that. But it is completely inevitable that if Tesla does get tomorrow right with a car that's $30,000 with hardware 4, which is not their most advanced hardware they're working on, right? Not even the most advanced FSD they'll have this year, and it goes perfect tomorrow. There's no accidents, no interventions, anything. It'll truly mark a new era for Tesla. And this isn't even considering Optimus. This isn't even considering the other parts of Master Plan. This is just Robotaxi getting us that $2 trillion market cap. So I don't see how anyone could possibly be bearish when all the signs are aligning. There's been no accidents. There's been no issues with the current Robotaxis that have been out there. And this is just like in 5 years from now, the hardware and the cameras that are running on this Robotaxi will be ancient compared to what we'll have in a couple of years. So all the stars are aligned to me. Tesla is about to solve full self-driving in Austin, Texas, on hardware that's going to seem ancient to us in a couple of years. So yeah, it bewilders me how anyone can go tomorrow thinking this is going to be a bearish day for Tesla.
Bro, that was fine. You just kicked the door of this space and just freaking, just spamming on this. I love it, dude. Love the
Sorry.
energy.
Yeah.
No, man, but no, I love it. Yeah, yeah. No, here's the thing. I'll say this. It's been like what since when did they start making focusing on this FSD stuff? 10 years now, maybe more.
Yeah, about a decade. Yeah.
Yeah, tomorrow is when. I mean, as you said, they started this on June 10th, right? They've already started this on June 10th. So in 11 days, it's already been running around doing things. We haven't heard anything bad happen because we know that once there's a big accident or some mishap happening, the media is going to be all over that like freaking vultures. So
Absolutely.
we know nothing has happened so far, even though it's geofence. But it all comes down to tomorrow. And as I mentioned earlier in this spaces too, I said that this is everyone is saying, all my friends and family, they're coming up to me and they're going like, bro, tomorrow it's the same as, Tesla's going to be going on Waymo's level. I'm like, you're not understanding this. This is the first step to scalability. Waymo has been doing this for how long, and how many cars do they have on the road? 1,500, 700 or something like that. Tesla.
Hundreds, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
About 10 years, and they've only got what 1,500? Yeah.
Something like that. And Tesla, they're gonna do, sure. Let's look at it that way. Tesla's gonna be doing what Waymo was doing for the past 5 years. Sure, let's look at it that way. But where's Tesla gonna be next year compared to Waymo? Where's Tesla gonna be in 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years compared to Waymo? Before you know it, man, this thing is going to be everywhere, worldwide. I mean, this is the whole idea. This is the whole goal for Tesla, to have the robotaxis worldwide, everywhere, in China, Europe, Middle East, everywhere. It took time for other countries to be, part of this network and to accept the regulation and self-driving cars without a steering wheel and pedal. But once they see the data that they say like, oh my God, this thing's like 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 times safer than human driving, we are dumb not to accept this. And then once they do accept it, and once there is robotaxis in those countries, there ain't going to be any more. I mean, not because we don't want to in terms of car ownership. It's just that it's going to go down that route anyways. The cost of going up from a place from point A to point B. Now, if you guys have any arguments or any, if you guys are going against this, I want to know your thoughts on this. I love to hear the other point of view, but I just can't see it any other way. When people can actually sit down and go like, wait a minute, I can go from point A to point B, and this is how much it's going to cost me, while having me paying for the car, whether it's leasing or financing. Then I got to pay for the insurance. Then I got to pay for the gas, electricity. Then I got to make sure that no one scratches my car or I don't hit another guy's car. All that headache goes away with Robotaxi, and it's cheaper and it's affordable and it's easier, and you get the whole cabin to yourself. Like we're going down that route. And once it's everywhere, we're going to look back at this day on June 22nd or June 10th or whenever, when Tesla had this big day. And we're going to go like, holy damn, why was Tesla trading only at $300 per share? That's what I'm going to say. Sheesh.
Pejjy, I agree with you 100%, but I'd like to add on to that. So, yes, you're right. I see that being a big chunk of it, but it also opens up the option. So, you don't have to own, but people that want to can still own. So it's a win-win.
True. That's true. But that's going to be a very small amount of people that want to own compared to people going from point A to point B only, which overall companies like Ford and, legacy automakers and other companies that don't have any FSD capabilities, I don't know how they're going to survive other than having all the capabilities of full self-driving. This is what scares me. I'm afraid that other automakers won't sell vehicles because they don't have the capabilities of self-driving, other than, unless they license it out from Tesla. And Elon did say they're open from licensing, but then what? What's the point of licensing another automaker when they're only going to produce 50,000 vehicles a year? So it's
actually that too. You got to look at the legacy automakers, bro. Like, their cost to make a vehicle and sell a vehicle, they don't even off of that. They make it off of maintenance and other things. Like, basically break even. Other companies.
Yeah, exactly. So it's very scary, and it is kind of concerning. I don't want to see these automakers going bankrupt. I really don't want to see it. So I really don't know what the future is going to look like in terms of that. But the future is 100% autonomous. It's 100% full self-driving. And those who don't have it, oh man, I don't know. That's gonna be very, very tough to deal with. It really is. Tish.
So there is interesting viewpoint from James Dama. He said car ownership will evolve similar fashion to how landline phone changed with the coming of cell phone. Right? If you guys can read that. So back in the day when we have a phone, bing, 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 and then cell phone that look big and expensive, and you have to carry that thing, look like a brick, right? My uncle have it, and I'm like, what the fuck is that, right? And then it's become smaller and smaller, and it's become like I used to have BlackBerry, and it's so cool. And one day iPhone come, boom, and everywhere I look, everybody have iPhone. I see it like that with a car ownership. He's right. One day, everybody not gonna drive their car anymore. Oh, I have goosebumps just think about it. Right now, when I drive, I'm not driving. I sit in my car and it's drive me, and I look around. Everybody drive car. Everybody hold their steering wheel, right? But one day, everybody gonna be on their phone. Some people gonna make the milk bottle and give it to the kid. Some people gonna put makeup on. Some people gonna do something else. Like you can actually lay down, sleep in the car. That moment start now, kinda in Austin. Oh, I'm so excited. And the stock, I don't know. I'm holding until it's like 3,000. And I believe, this is my belief, it's only Elon can do this. Let's 10x and 10x and 10x. And he still didn't get paid. What the fuck?
Ah, yeah.
So I want to take half a minute here. You go look in your holding. If you have with Vanguard or you have with Fidelity, go register your share so you can vote and look at the shareholder meeting if they're gonna talking about Elon Pay. You know, let's go do our part a little bit as CEO working very hard. Pejjy, I'm gonna give the floor to you, and I think we have a new speaker too.
We have
What
two.
up?
We have two new speakers. We have George S. and we have Peter D. Vitien, if I didn't butcher that last name. So I think George was here for a while. Thank you for being patient, my man. So I'll let you go first, and then Peter, you can go after. George, are you there?
Yes. How's everyone? How-
We're good. So how are you?
Just busy. Henry, post something on top. This is cool. He said Elon Musk stat on. Oh, let's go. Sorry, old lady here. Elon Musk stat on the sale that Robotaxi, who start making full financial contribution, potentially moving a needle for Tesla. Yeah, that is what a Wall Street been looking forward to. I
Yeah.
see Henry here and now he's gone.
No worries, no
All
worries.
right.
So I think George is having some issues there. So let's just go to Peter. Peter, how you doing?
I'm great. How are you?
Great, great. Welcome to the Spaces.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks for having me on. I appreciate it. So I'm, super stoked about the Robotaxi and everything. The name ends in 2013 because that's when I bought my first Tesla. I've a long time, and I don't know. As of now, I feel weird saying this, but like I have like we say over 1 million options on Tesla to like give not like a I'm very intensely focused on Tesla, very intensely. And one little piece, one little like narrative, like I kind of view investing as like a journalism plus quantitative numbers. One narrative that I haven't heard much is that cars are going to be full self delivery on June 28th. If that's actually going to happen, then what that pretty much means is wherever you have the Robotaxi, you also just have generalized unsupervised full self-driving. So then pretty much what that means is people in the Austin area, maybe in July, maybe in 2 months, they're going to be able to get drunk and have their car drive them home. And I think that once that settles in, I think that multiple things are going to happen. I think that demand is going to go up significantly for Teslas. Only 4% of Teslas, only 4% of new car sales in America are Teslas. So if all of a sudden that goes up to like 6% or something, the factories are able to produce that many cars, and the price per car is going to skyrocket. There's going to be a multi-month backlog. And that's
Wait,
just,
wait. I love this.
yeah,
Wait, 1 second.
yes,
Let's clarify. I love this so much, but I want to double
yeah,
click. You
please.
say once SD is work, we don't even have to sit there. No supervise. You say the price of the car will skyrocketing.
I think so. I think
How?
so. I think that the price of the car, not the cost of the car, but the price that people will purchase for it. Tesla only has to produce so many cars. Many more people will try to buy the car all at once. Like I showed my mom the full self-driving. Now she's gonna buy one. I showed my girlfriend the full self-driving. Now she's gonna drive one. She's gonna buy one. If you can actually fall asleep in your car, I think the demand is gonna double, triple very quickly. And then if so, the price per car has dropped over $10,000 over the last 2 years, and then the price of FSD went down in half as well. So for 2024, Tesla only made $3,000 per car. That was their profit per car, was only $3,000. It was $7 billion in profit divided by 2 million cars, $3,000 in profit per car. So if all of a sudden the price goes up by 10,000 and then FSD goes back up to 15,000, and then people start purchasing that plus the 3,000, then the maximum profit per car could go from 3,000 per car up to 28,000 per car. Now, I that's the extreme. I'm a nuclear engineer. I work on the physics team, so we always state like the bounding case. I don't think that it'll go up to $28,000 profit per car, but I think that it's very possible that we go from 3,000 profit per car up to 6,000 or 9,000. I think that that's not only possible. I think it's nearly guaranteed. And then that would double or triple the profitability of the entire company in a short order. And that doesn't have anything to do with Robotaxi. And I'm only here because of the Robotaxi. So I actually just think that the near-term future. And I also have a thing on licensing, but that was the main narrative that I haven't heard people talking about. So I wanted to come and say it.
No, that's interesting, but I want to clarify one thing. Did you just say you have 1 million stack options on Tesla?
Yeah, I have more than that. Yeah.
Bro. I couldn't believe that for a second. I was just like, what?
Yeah, it's stressful. It's stressful. Yeah, I'm doing a finance startup. I'm actually trying to copy Elon a little bit. I'm trying to sell I'm a nuclear engineer. I'm trying to sell the finance startup for like 300 million. and then I can get like 100 million and put that in. I was building fusion reactors for 10 years, and then I got into finance because I realized it wasn't going to happen unless there was like an Elon figure for nuclear fusion. So I never recommend anybody do anything remotely close to what I'm doing because I'm doing extremely high risk investing.
Yeah, that is insane. That's I think I haven't touched options. I'm too scared to do it. But my hats off to you, man. But going back
Yeah,
to your
thanks, man. Don't do
it. Yeah, going back to your
Yeah,
point.
if you want to keep your hair, don't do options.
That's a good point. No, you had a. Sorry, Smokey.
Very points, especially supply and demand. But you also have the other option, like I also, if need be.
Me too.
I heard a rumor. Are they gonna make one in?
Bro, why is internet being so bad?
Florida has more lax and all the above. That'd be cool.
Hold on, I want to double click on the price of the car went up because this is a hot topic in my house. Sorry, I'm gonna take about 2 minutes here with Peter. So I got my car in the peak price. I pay not of 80,000 for my simple Model Y. Of course, 10,000 in full self driving, and then later go from 80 to 40, and of course it's been in a bad day. We fight about this, right? My husband is like, how the heck you study Tesla and then you get caught on that peak price, right? I'm like, I love Elon, please forgive me, right? But I believe that gonna go in a car, get up in LA, eat noodle and come back. I believe that, right? Well, this is what is the difference between Sanders left. He say this is noise. AI3 work just as good as AI4. One day it's gonna work. You can put it in Robotaxi. But now I use it every day. I see it. I see it when it's beep at me like take control immediately because the sun is too light. And it's over 1 million car AI3. It's over 1 million car. And let's say if it's 1.2 million car AI3 in America, and half of us, 600,000 car, want to put it in, we buy full self-driving, like 600,000. How is Tesla gonna update a computer? Send us an email and code. How is that gonna work? I don't think money is a my number one. And I heard Andy talk about this too. Like when full self driving is actually work,
DRK,
like I can
welcome.
fold up my seat and I can sleep in the car. The price of the second hand car will skyrocket. I heard about this too, but how? How? How?
Yeah. So for the price skyrocketing, so I did the exact same thing. I actually I got a new car just to get hardware for recently. And actually I just popped a tire on my Model S yesterday. So I'm in a 30-day queue get new tires from Tesla. You know, it's gonna be a cataclysmic thing trying to switch out 1 million hardware 3 computers, but I think that they should be able to do it for less than $1,000. So then that's only $1 billion, which is good. So financially, it's not a big deal. But the service center congestion is going to be insane. And then regards to the car sale price, I think the U.S. is 150 per quarter sold in the U.S. I think that it's less than 200,000. And yesterday, or no, a couple days ago, not yesterday. I don't sleep that well, for obvious reasons. A couple days ago, there and that was the thrust of the Instagram video, and it got one single Instagram video, 50 million views, 3 million likes, and only sells 200,000. So they 10x'd their sales with likes, just one video. So I think that people have no idea that FSD is here. I think that so many people don't even know ChatGPT, $60,000 version of it in a car. Right? I just have no idea. And I think that people are going to learn very quickly and with all this, full self-driving stuff. And then I think that the factories are just going to get backlogged. They're going to start announcing new gigafactories. And, obviously I have to be very bullish to justify what I'm doing. And that's, from 2021 until 2024. I had 100% of my net worth in gold and treasury bonds because I was bearish on Tesla until then. I've only recently bought back into Tesla, and now I'm much more than I anticipated.
Wow. Wow.
It's a lot.
Yeah, no, I love every bullish point because I'm on the same boat with you. Yeah, and I think any day now, because we in second half of the year now, right? They're supposed to give us the affordable model. And I believe that even though people don't buy car and interest rate is so high, and why are you gonna bother own a car if you can get a if the cheaper car came out, let's say they like sub 30, like 29K for a Tesla that drive itself, dude. I mean, people gonna buy it. They're even gonna get 7%, 8% interest to buy that car. Like how like I live in Bay Area, I see a lot of Tesla, but I still see Honda, Prius. What up with that Prius? They copy Tesla. You see the one that look like Tesla, but it's not Tesla. The Prius, it's like be the Model Y. That's funny, but
Oh,
the
it's a Prius?
yeah. The
Oh,
copy
funny.
Model Y is look like Tesla mini Model Y. It look like China cheap shit, but it's awesome. It's funny. So I if we be able to show off as 30,000, we could Tesla gonna break all the company. They're gonna break it. Like
Yeah.
who else gonna buy the car that not drive itself?
Right.
Uh
I was over in China last year for about 5 months. I was trying to figure out if China was going to invade Taiwan, so I was just talking to like all the I could, like like I was just literally looking for old Asian men who liked history and just talking to them. And it was shocking. I was in Shanghai for 4 weeks. Shocking how like 1/3 of Shanghai, it's their entire automobile ecosystem is just clones of Tesla. And I was like, wow, it actually kind of bodes well for Tesla in a way, because talk about being a pack leader, like you can like a so if they do valuable, if they do like a car that is that's essentially like a laptop margin. You know, it goes from like a car auto margin to a laptop margin. And then if you do a sub 30K car with FSD, that goes to like an iPhone margin. You know, that is just that if you have a super cheap car and really the cyber cab. I mean, the cyber cab is just like the ultimate checkmate. Like that's insane Elon is crushing competition that hasn't even designed itself yet with the cyber cab. It's like mind blowing.
Yep, that's why you don't bet against Elon and Tesla, and
Yeah.
and the Cybercab's gonna start being volume production in what, like less than 12 months, 9 months or so, first early 2026. Let's say 12 months from now, right? That's gonna be wild. I think we're gonna see pre-orders this year. I know that sounds crazy, but I really do believe that. Sheesh.
That'd be so cool.
Yeah. Peter, is there anything you want to add on? I know there is Cyber Owl here. She just joined. I want to know what she got to say and what her thoughts are on the Robotaxis and whatever she has to say as well.
Hey guys. Thank you.
Pleasure. Why is it so laggy?
At all. Yeah, because of like Fusion startup, I'm just curious about it.
Yeah. In graduate school, I did national. I did an internship.
Yeah, it's garbage, bro. What's going on? Why is it so bad? It's
like
good from the
15
YouTube side, so
lasers
it's
on it
the
because we use it for
spaces.
diagnostics. And then I started in undergrad doing research on lasers. So I know more than most, I'd say.
Yeah, it's actually for one of my friends, he's in physics, so he's like very much interested and asked me if I and you with him because he's like really nuclear and all, so he's doing his research part as well. So I just thought that would be cool. I love this community.
Cool.
Yeah.
Send me a message. Yeah, so in 20 light minutes away.
But why is audio so bad? Why is internet so bad? What's going on?
At an extreme maximum. A fusion rocket could get to Mars in 20, 30 hours instead of 6 months. So I think that chemical rockets, like what Elon's doing, like thank God Elon is doing what he's doing. I think chemical rockets will get the first like 30,000 people to Mars and then 100. So that's why all this crazy step two is to just self-fund fusion company. So if there's SpaceX people who are interested, like, yeah.
Yeah, definitely, because he wants to do something in space and Earth applications. So I think perfect.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah. I just. I'm in Austin. Super excited, super pumped. Launch tomorrow, and yes, I have been scouting around the town for a while now, and that's been really fun. Yeah, and I love to go to all the Starship launch. I'm like to sleep by.
Sheesh, it is bad. Sorry, DRK. We're gonna wrap it up here anyways. So thank you, man. Take care, dude.
But I have like
RC Robinson. Yeah.
to go pick up my demo ride for new Model Y. So I'm excited for that. So I'll be driving around testing. Thank you for bringing me up. Thanks.
Yeah. that you can get the full self-driving delivery? Do you live in Austin?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, so you're not tempted to try to see if because I don't know how that whole thing is going to work. I assume it'll just be like an order option, like choose to have your car drive itself.
This is just for demo drive, so I have to be like in person. I'm not like purchasing yet.
Oh, it's not delivery. Gotcha. It's a demo.
No. Yeah,
Okay.
just for a couple days, and I'm really excited to like test it for longer time. Like I kind of like I have tested like almost all the Tesla vehicles, but this is going to be for longer time, and yeah, I'm excited. Yeah,
That's cool. That's cool.
Hey, can you guys hear me?
Interesting.
yeah, but so definitely.
Thing.
Bro, this is so bad. Why is this space is so bad?
June 28
Internet
exactly.
connection
I
suck. Okay,
think
we're
I
back.
saw Elon post that if you buy Tesla, if you order Tesla, it can sell to your and yo will never be the same for Tesla shareholder. No matter what you bought it as IPO, you bought it at 213, you bought it at 216, you bought it at 219. No matter when on
Jeez, this is bad, man.
hold I be choice motherfucking fat coming for sure. So you guys hold tight. So finger crossed for all the safety. Finger out of this half of the end of year. Self 2026 20 will be good. 2027 2028 will be ridiculously good. So I'm holding. Thank you for all the speakers today. Thank you, Pejjy, my
Bro, it just cut off.
everyone. Happy Saturday. Have the rest of the weekend. Go follow Pejjy. If you
Thank you guys. Have a great weekend and get ready for tomorrow. Sheesh. I can't hear anything. I don't know what they're saying. Are we done? I think we're done. All right, looks like we're done. Yeah, we're done. Okay. That was good. 1,200 people tuned in for that Spaces. That was amazing. Absolutely amazing space. Just that near the end, it just got very choppy. Didn't like it. Yo, it doesn't matter if you bought out for 2069. I love it. Guys, get ready for tomorrow. Get ready for flipping tomorrow. It's just a start and the beginning of what's to come. And I'm excited. It's going to be exciting. Sheesh. Anyways, I love you guys so much. Make sure you guys smash that like button, hit subscribe if you haven't already. And I shall see you guys in tomorrow's video. See ya. Let's go.